Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys have a great day today, or had a great day today if you guys are watching this later on today. Today we are putting on the blow-off valve and turbo inlet pipe. I got this from CTS tuning, CTS something. Rip this video off. But today we are changing the turbo inlet pipe. We're also changing my blow-off valve. I actually went with Turbosmart, the compact EM dual port VR11 for the M2. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I am replacing the blow-off valve today. I want the whistles. What comes in the box is the blow-off valve itself. Looks like something like this. Gaskets better stay on because shit would be bad if it comes off. Came with some screws. Well, hex bits, hex screws. The turbo inlet pipe came with this adapter right here. I kind of put it in a little bit too early because now I can't really take it off. It came with this piece, this bottom piece that connects to your turbo, and then these clamps. I got this from Keys Motorsports, the Turbosmart. I believe I got this off of their website, the CTS. I was between the MST and the CTS. I honestly don't know the difference. Just one is cheaper, which is this one, but they're both using silicone. They both look the same, kind of the same shit. These are metal. We're gonna put this in today on my M2. You guys been following the journey. We have downpipe, Valvetronic exhaust, intercooler charge pipe. I think that's about it. And then now the last thing we need is the BOV, the blow off valve, and the turbo inlet. I need a high pressure fuel pump, and this car should be running smooth. It's been amazing working on this car. I'm ready to put the blow-off valve on, but I will explain as much as I can to you guys and let you guys know what I did to do this at home. It's right under the engine, so I gotta take the intake, I gotta take my brace off, I gotta take this pipe off because this is plastic, and I'll show you guys the comparison later. I'm just gonna do a time lapse for you guys just to show you guys me taking everything off. Kind of pain in the ass, but we got it. If you haven't yet, more clothing coming out, sponsored by Musashi. This was our collab shirt with our boy Nathan. Shout out to Nathan. Alright guys, I am gonna start taking apart the car. Alright, so we took off the intake already, my carbon brace bar. I'm about to move on to the turbo inlet pipe. There's a little bracket that holds this tube right here that connects onto your turbo inlet. I believe it's a T20. You can see it right there. And then I believe there's a bracket on the right side of it. And that should be, I don't know, a socket or something. If I find out, I'll let you guys know. Right. Took off that T25 that connects this wire right here. This wire. Took that off. There's a bracket right on the other side. I don't know if the camera's catching, but there's that bolt. There's a bracket right there. We gotta take that off. We'll go under the car and take everything else off. Also, there's like a plug. You pinch the tab and then pull it down, and then it should be right next to the bracket as well. 10 mil for the bracket. It took a fat minute, but it is out. So I lifted up the car. Next thing we gotta do is loosen up the water pump, and then we can sneak our little tools up and taking up the little, move the water pump and the hose away so we can reach the bolts for the blow-off valve. This is basically out. I'm actually gonna take this out in a bit after I take off the shield from the bottom and the plastic piece. That connects to the water pump, which is right here, and what we're trying to get to is actually behind this. So if I pull this part, you see that? So that is what we're replacing the blow-off valve. Here's the intercooler. Everything's kind of tight down here. Last video was this downpipe. It's holding up very well. All right, so as you guys can see, that nut right there is connecting the turbo inlet pipe to the turbo. That is the blow-off valve right there. That is the turbo inlet pipe that's connected by a 10 mil. I'm gonna use this ratcheting wrench and take it off. We have taken off that piece right there. And now we can reach the blow-off valve. Ooh, look at the turbo. All right, so I took out the connector, that black piece. You can see those 2 bolts, bottom left corner of the video. Gotta take those, 1, 2, and then the third one's at the bottom. And then I believe it is a T, no, it's not a T, HW5. A 5mm. I'm using a ball headed hex to reach under and get it off. So what we have replaced, this is factory. Soft plastic. Here's the new silicone one. We're replacing it. There's a button on the side. On the back. What, bro? Did you record it? Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yeah.
I think. Isn't there supposed to be something here? God damn it.
Look at
Another adventure with.
Come on, let's see what's next.
12 just pulled up, yeah, Sam. We told him, oh, yeah, yeah, 4K.
We have completed it. No, I'm just kidding. We're not done yet. Took out the stock blow-off valve. Here's a new replacement. A lot better. Put this back in, and then we are golden.
One eternity later.
Profession? I am an actor, mostly. Okay. Now, why are you here? I am here.
As you guys can see, this is the next day. Something terrible has happened. I think I might have to replace my turbo, but basically what I did was I tightened my bolt too tight and it snapped off. So now the stud is stuck inside the turbo. Kind of bummer. I thought it was gonna be quick, but you know, note to self. Another thing that popped up was this piece is for the turbo inlet pipe. This gasket, the green one, is what came with it. This black one is what I bought. This green one keeps getting torn every time I put it in and out because I'm trying to line it up. Every time I pushed it in, this first gasket will get dragged down. It'll overlap each other. So I bought some new gaskets at Ace Hardware. Hopefully this works, but besides that, I'm gonna try that out. Everything's put back together. This is how, you know, it looks like. This is a pipe we changed. Here's the turbo inlet pipe, you know, easy. The blow valve, remember, it was right there. Turbo's just a little bit under this. Putting this back on, like this rubber piece, that shit was hard to like maneuver and stuff, but it's doable. Like if you just like finagle your way through or some shit, you know, you guys will be able to do it. But first, put on that little adapter first, okay? Remember, turbo, adapter, turbo inlet pipe. Okay, and then it connects to your intake, and it just sounds mean. You feel me? It just sounds good. Man. So earlier I explained how that green gasket on the turbo inlet little adapter, basically that green gasket, we tossed that bitch. That shit was torn. I kept trying to put it back in and out and it ripped. We bought these new gaskets. It's a bit smaller than that adapter, so we stretched it a little bit. It works perfectly. This is a week later. Okay guys, the car is done. It runs perfect. But there's a couple things I want to mention. That turbo inlet, that little adapter, it should go in smoothly. A little pressure, but it shouldn't be taking you forever to put it in. And that's where I kind of messed up on because the gasket kept folding over itself and it just ripped. After replacing those gaskets, it works perfect. Finished the car up. There wasn't any boost leak. I was checking, I was looking. My numbers didn't dip at all. But the problem was the blow valve was still only being held in place by 2 bolts. There's 3 bolts. 2 bolts holding it in. That kind of bugged me, so I actually ended up taking it to a local shop to extract the stud out and rethread everything, and they got it. It took a week later for it to be done. So now there's 3 bolts holding that blow-off valve in, which I kind of messed up on. I just wanted to tell you guys like my problem. I want to let you guys know there's good and bad to things, you know, and like my mistake, you can learn from it, and I don't want to keep that from you guys. We could have done it at home, but one, we don't got extracting tools or rethreading tools, and I just didn't have enough time to actually do the car. So as much as it could have been a video for you guys, I just wanted to explain to you guys what happened, and I'm gonna show you guys what it sounds like when you rev it, and I'm gonna show you guys some drive-bys. It actually sounds pretty mean. We just need the intake so it's a little bit louder. it sounds like. Kind of muffle the exhaust because it gets too loud and you're not gonna hear it. Alright guys, if you guys have not seen it yet, here's one of our new shirts. Here's the back of it. Drive safe. We also made a second shirt. By the time you guys are watching this, it is released. So go check it out on our website at musashiapparel.com. It'll be in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big like or dislike if I helped you guys. And comment down below, never look back, to show that you guys have made it this far. I will catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.